Acting Attorney General Whitaker says he thinks Mueller's close to being completed. What do you think is going to be in that final report, and when do you think that we, the people, will be able to see it?
I don't know at all, but I think that the investigation is likely to continue because Mueller really hasn't found what he set out to find, which was Russian collusion and collaboration between Trump campaign people and Russian intelligence officers or other Putin agents. Until he finds that, he's not going to stop, and he certainly doesn't have it with the things he's been bringing forward so far.
Wait, so you think that Whitaker is not correct here? You think that Mueller's not wrapping up in his final stages? Even though, by the way, this is very interesting. Mueller has a team of investigative prosecutors, and one by one, they are being reassigned to other assignments, to other departments. They are no longer associated with the Mueller investigation. And I mean, one can insinuate, I suppose, that they are no longer needed as investigators. That does give some indication that it might be wrapping up.
Might be wrapping up, but I saw Whitaker's statement didn't really seem definitive. He sort of waffled a little bit, saying, might be, or he had a couple parts of that very short statement where he didn't seem really certain. And then Chris Christie came back and said, hey, knowing Mueller, he's not going to give up. Mueller's really an attack dog. He's great at finding people and arresting them and then setting them up for minor crimes that they later get convicted for, so he gets his convictions. But he's got a really crummy record throughout his entire career at finding Russian spies.
Right. So I guess the question is, and we'll accept this premise for the sake of this argument. We'll accept the premise that maybe Mueller isn't finishing up. There's really no way to know. It's speculation one way or the other, probably even on the part of Whitaker. If Mueller is not going to wrap this up, and if there is no collusion, and the reason that I put that as part of the premise is because none of the indictments, including the ones that have actually been convictions, have been related in any way, shape, or form to collusion or conspiracy with the Russians. None of them. Not even Roger Stone.
None of them.
Nothing has anything to do with collusion. So if the Mueller investigation continues, and if there is no collusion, where does Mueller go next? What is his next step after Roger Stone?
I think Mueller should go down in disgrace unless he can really prove that you did have Russian spies who Americans with the Trump campaign were actively collaborating with. Anything short of that shows that he's a fraud and a failure.
Okay, so I guess I'm sitting here. I would take the wait and see approach. I understand what you're saying about Whitaker's, maybe he's like giving these caveats. Well, maybe it'll end soon. Possibly, we might see it wrapping up. I also see signals that it's coming towards the conclusion. That part we'll have to wait and see. Politically, though, I don't think Democrats are going to accept a report from Mueller that has anything less than Donald Trump is best friends with Vladimir Putin and they together hacked the 2016 election and that's why Trump is president. They're not going to accept anything less as legitimate.